All right, today we need to talk about a story that's really sending shockwaves through the music world. We're looking at the case involving the rising star known as d4vd, who is now at the center of a very serious criminal investigation. We're going to break down what we know so far based on all the initial reporting.
So you've got this young artist who basically skyrocketed to fame with these huge viral hits. And on the other side, you have the absolutely tragic death of a 14-year-old girl. In this explainer, we're just going to follow the reported facts, looking at how we got from that shocking accusation all the way to the start of the legal process.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We'll start with the accusation itself, the headline that really put this story on the national stage, and of course, the person at the very center of it all.
So first, for anyone who might not know, let's get some context on who we're talking about. The artist is d4vd, and that's the stage name for David Anthony Burke. He's 19 years old, and he got super famous almost overnight for his viral hit song Romantic Homicide.
And the charge, it doesn't get more serious than this. According to a CBS News report, authorities have officially charged Burke with 1 count of murder.
So the big question is, how did an investigation lead police to a famous musician like David Burke? Well, it all started with a really tragic discovery.
The whole thing kicked off with a 911 call, just a report of an unconscious person. Police were then sent out to a garage in Queens, New York, and what they found when they got there was just devastating. So, to get a little more specific, once inside that garage, authorities found the victim. She was in the back seat of a car that was parked inside.
And this is the detail that makes this whole thing just absolutely heartbreaking. We're talking about the victim's age. She was just 14 years old.
Okay, so you have this terrible scene in a garage. How did investigators even begin to connect the dots from that discovery to a specific suspect? Well, this is where modern police work really comes into the picture.
According to that same CBS News report, a huge breakthrough came from video surveillance. Investigators were apparently able to track the suspect's movements using footage. It's really a stark reminder of how our digital and physical footprints are so often connected these days.
And this really lays out the step-by-step process that police reportedly took. So after finding the victim, they traced the vehicle back to David Anthony Burke. Then, and this is the crucial part, they allegedly found surveillance video showing Burke driving that same car with the victim inside, and that's what led directly to his arrest.
So now that we have a suspect who's been formally charged, let's just take a step back and look at the reported facts we have about the two people at the absolute heart of this case.
Okay, so here's a quick breakdown of what we know from the public reports. On one side, you've got the suspect, 19-year-old David Burke, who the world knows as the singer d4vd. And on the other side, the victim, a 14-year-old girl. She remains unnamed in the reports and was found in his car.
But, an arrest and a charge, that's really just the beginning of the story. This is now heading into what is almost certainly going to be a very long and complex legal journey.
So what does that journey actually look like? Well, the case is now going to move through the pretty standard phases of the criminal justice system. That means we're looking at a formal arraignment in court, then pretrial hearings, and eventually a potential trial down the road.
And all of this leaves us with the one central unanswered question. As this case moves from the hands of police investigators into the courtroom, the entire justice system will now have to weigh all the evidence and try to determine what truly happened. And with such a public figure involved, you can be sure the world will be watching to see how this tragic story unfolds.